Hey guys, it's Mitch from Grandad Gooner TV, and welcome to the very first final third show. So this is about the match of the round, in my humble opinion. This is a massive rivalry that Arsenal have had with Manchester United. For me, going back as far as 1979 FA Cup, where we beat them 3-2, and that game goes down to old school Gooners as the 5-minute final. So we've always had a rivalry with Manchester United. Now I want to start with the obvious question. Let's start with, what will our lineup be? There's a lot of debate over this, and I get it. I understand why there's a lot of debate over this. So I want to get your guys' feedback. What will our lineup be? The last 3 games, we've played low possession teams. And because we've played low possession teams, playing Thomas Partey at right back makes sense because you get to control the game. Have we had issues defensively in that right back area from Thomas Partey? Absolutely. Do I blame him? No, I don't, because he's a midfielder, not a right back. But yesterday, when transfer deadline day, and Mikel Arteta had a press conference, and a lot of people call it waffle and all the rest of it, but I understand the way he thinks analytically, and I can actually visualise exactly what he's actually doing with the squad, how Kai actually fits in, which is really a question that a lot of Arsenal fans still haven't really had an answer for. In their minds, they have no concept of what Kai does, where he should go, and what he should do. How does he make our team stronger, so forth and so on. So, ultimately, my Arsenal team for this weekend is based on a couple of factors. So the first factor is we're playing Man United. Now, are they playing good football at the moment? No. They're very, very poor. Do they have the ability in the team to beat us? Absolutely. It's the Premier League. Everyone has the ability to beat us. Should we get the 3 points? Absolutely, because we're not playing poor football. But against Manchester United, we have to change our formation. We have to change our mentality as well, because they're not a low possession team. So I believe that Mikel Arteta is going to stick to his guns, because he's a very stubborn Spaniard. And I kind of like that from our manager. Me personally, again, it might be controversial, but I like a person who sticks to his guns. Now, will it be to his detriment if we continue to have poor games at right back? Yes. You will live by your sword, and you will also die by your sword, Mikel Arteta. But I respect you for sticking to your guns. But I personally believe we change our formation this week against Man United. I think that we're going to... I don't think Zinny's still 100%. I'll be honest. I don't think he's still 100%. So I think we'll go Kivior at left back. There's a lot of feedback from people regarding the goalkeeper, thinking that the best scenario for our goalkeeper is to put Raya in ahead of Ramsdale. I disagree with that. I don't think Ramsdale has done anything wrong. I really don't. Like that goal from Fulham, where in the first 60 seconds, my God, we're doing some stupid shit there. But anyway, the first 60 seconds, that wasn't his fault. That was an error from Saka. And even if you ask Saka, he would tell you the same thing. And Aaron Ramsdale was in a position where he would normally be as a distributing goalkeeper. So I don't think he's to blame. And to be honest, when you actually look at the shot that was taken, that was a mishit, and it just went into the opposite side of the net. Watch the shot and understand where the ball goes. And I think you'll agree with me if you appreciate, football. So my starting lineup, if Zinny's fit, he starts. But I don't think he is fit. I think Kivior starts at left back. I would go Saliba, Gabriel. So I'd go Saliba as our stopper, Gabriel as our sweeper, and I would start Ben White. It's Manchester United. They are not a low possession team. So we need to go back to what we had last year. We need to show them that they have to commit players when we're in transition and attacking them on the flanks, which is what we're very, very good at. We played some beautiful football last year doing it. So let's go back to it. So Zenny starts for me. You've got Saliba as our stopper. You've got Gabby as our sweeper, and you've got Ben White, who tucks in behind Saka and does his raids. I think you have Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in the midfield. I think Kai Havertz comes on for impact in the later part of the game. He still gets a shot. I would go Saka. I would go Eddie. And I'd go Martinelli. Now, there's a lot of people that would go, Eddie? Are you serious? I mean, like, are you really an Arsenal supporter? Everyone knows that Gabby's better than Eddie. Yeah, and I agree, he is. Gabby is much better than Eddie as a clinical goal scorer. He offers so much more. But let's be real talk. Eddie's done nothing wrong, and Gabby is still coming back from injury. So if you were to ask this question to me 4 or 5 weeks from now when Gabby's fully fit and roaring, my decision every single day of the week would be Jesus starts every single time. But taking things into context, I don't think he's fully fit. He is coming off his second injury. Now remember that. Now I understand it's not a serious knee injury. It's not, because it's just muscular. And that's pretty common with all types of athletes. It really is pretty common. But getting back to it, Eddie starts because he's got the runs on the board. Now, big up to Eddie. Massive big up, bro. Making the England first squad. Well done. Well done. Now, Eddie has been banging in goals for England for a very long time. He's the captain of the under-21s. Brilliant player. Top scorer for underneath the underage England squads. Top scorer. Record-breaking striker. So for him to get a shot at the fully fledged national squad, big up to you, Eddie. Well done. You deserve it. Now also big up to Ramsdale, big up to Saka, big up to Saliba, and big up to Odegaard. All making the Premier League Team of the Year. Well done, boys. Definitely deserved it. Now, back it up. Back it up so we're back here next year saying the same things. Now, as far as our reserves, I think we're going to use key players. We're going to see Vieira. We're going to see Trossard. We're going to see Zenny or Kivior, depending on who starts. And we're also going to see ESR. I believe ESR is being underused, but at the same time, we've got a lot of football matches this year. He's such a quality player. It's mind-boggling that he hasn't had more opportunities so far this year, but we have a long season. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now, as far as who we need to watch out for, there are 3 key players that have the ability to finish us off. It's as simple as that. The first key player who I rate very highly as a serious baller is Rashford. Now, Rashford has serious pace, he has great awareness, and he's a clinical striker. Very talented player. Very talented player. If we shut him down, then we're in business. And think of it this way, guys. This is the easiest way of understanding why Mikel Arteta needs to start Ben White at right back. If Rashford is running, and he's running at Partey, it's over. It's over. It is over. I cannot stress that enough. Mikel Arteta is a stubborn man. He is a tactician, and I understand it, and I get it, and I respect him. But if he starts Thomas Partey against Rashford, we are done, cooked, done. It's over. Ben White at least has a very good chance of stopping Rashford. Real facts. Let's be straight down the line here. No one-eyed bias. Real facts. If Rashford runs at Partey, we are cooked. Barbecue is over. We're done. And I don't think Mikel Arteta is stupid enough to let that happen. Well, that's why I'm saying Ben White starts. If Partey starts, oh my God, there's going to be a meltdown. As soon as Rashford starts running at him, I want to get your thoughts on that. Leave your comments. The next one is Bruno. Now, this is an interesting one because I spoke to a Manchester United fan the other day, and we were talking about our creative midfielders. And we were saying who's better. You know, a little banter never hurts. Rivals, absolutely. But banter, bring it on. And we were saying who's the better creative midfielder? Martin Odegaard or Bruno Fernandes? And the reality is they're both phenomenally gifted, technically gifted players. Chance creation? If we go overall, you would definitely go Bruno. You would. You absolutely would, because that's not bigging up an opposition player. That's just spitting facts. But basing it on last year and this year so far, even if we base it on this year so far, Martin Odegaard has not been as creative as last year, but I believe that's because of the formations. And I've already explained the difference between the formations. But I still believe that Martin Odegaard is more of a technical creator than Bruno is. But we must shut him down. If we're to beat Man United, we have to shut him down. Now, we're playing at home, so you know where they're going to score against us. Sad, but truth. Real facts. The other player that I have a question mark over, and a lot of people are rubbishing, and they Manchester United paid stupid money for Rasmus Højlund. That kid's a killer. The potential that kid has is scary. So, raw ability and just youth exuberance, we're talking about a player that can hurt us if we don't shut him down. Now, I don't think he's going to bang in goals like Erling Haaland. No one's like that. I mean, he is a generational player, that kid. But I still see Rasmus Højlund as a definite threat. I don't think their midfield is going to be able to cope with ours, and I think that's where we're going to get the most joy. I think the best thing moving forward for us is having Kai Havertz come off the bench as a shock tactic. Now, that's what I think. Now, what do I rate Kai Havertz? I do. I actually think Kai Havertz is an exceptional footballer. He's still very young, and Mikel Arteta has a history of getting the best out of young players. And I think, I've done in another video, but I will say to you, does anyone know what a Raumdeuter is? Anyone know what that is? It's German for space interpreter. In Australia, a Raumdeuter is called a space invader. Now, what I would recommend you do before scapegoating Kai Havertz or saying, Arsenal fans, that Mikel Arteta is doing everything to just shoehorn Kai Havertz into the team, I would highly recommend and suggest that you look up what a Raumdeuter is and understand exactly how good Kai Havertz is and will be in the future. And give the guy a break. Let's be real. Let's be real, people. Real facts. It's been 3 Premier League games. Calm down. We have a very reactional fan base. And to be honest, I kind of love that. And that's kind of one of the things I fell in love with, to be honest. But calm down. I don't even look at the Premier League table until it's been 10 games. because that's how I was brought up with football. You can't gauge a really good indicator on a player that goes to a new club with a new system, with new ways of how to play, or techniques, or timings, or cohesion with different players. Give them 10 games, and even that's being stupidly ridiculous to give them 10 games and then criticise them. I'm not saying you can't criticise your players, your team, your club, your manager, your owner. Bring it on. Criticise to your heart's content. But be realistic, people. 3 games and everyone's writing Kai Havertz off. Go and check out what a Raumdeuter is. As I said, it's German for space interpreter. In Australia, we call Raumdeuters space invaders. They are very skillful players, and they have massive engines. If you look at what Kai has done this season in the Premier League, I think you'll understand. He's not in the same class as Thomas Muller. Don't get me wrong. Thomas Muller is a freak of a player. But Thomas Muller was the one that came up with Raumdeuter, being German. Thomas Muller is the perfect Raumdeuter. So I want you to maybe take that on board. If you've got different opinions, different comments, make those comments. DM me. I want to hear why you think differently. There's nothing wrong with you having a different opinion. Bring it on. Let's get you on a show. Let's have you having that conversation together so we can debate it and get people's opinions. That's what we're here for. Okay, so Rashford is a threat. Bruno is definitely a threat. And Rasmus Højlund is just raw, young energy. So definitely an issue for me. Now, do you think Kai's going to start? I've been asked that question. I think he is going to start because I don't see Mikel changing his formation. I really don't. Partey will start at right back. It's not what I want, but that's what's going to happen because he's still trying to get the best out of Kai Havertz. Now, like I said, give it 10 games, and if it's hurting our potential challenge to Man City, I will be the first one criticising the manager. But I'm not going to criticise him yet because we've had a pretty solid start to the season. We're not losing games by 4-0. We had a draw. That's it. So we dropped 2 points. Okay, I get it. We dropped points. And I understand what people are going to say. If you're chasing Man City, you can't drop anything. You can't drop your pants. It's over if you do that. And I get it. I understand that. But we've got new players in new positions. And they're playing very, very differently to last year. So, food for thought. Food for thought, Arsenal fans. So, my prediction. So my prediction is pretty straightforward. We are playing at home. Manchester United, even the hardest super fans of Manchester United would agree with me and say that their team is not playing very good football. They'd even go so far as to say is that their midfield, on occasions this year, has just been run through like a curry. Now, they're facts, spitting facts. But do they have the ability to beat us at home? Absolutely. So we need to be at our best against a weakened Manchester United. They are missing key players in key positions. If we do not pump Manchester United at least by 3 goals, are we being serious? Can we really stand up, hand on hearts, and say we're going to challenge Man City? Because I don't think that's the case if we can't beat Man United at home with a weakened team. I want to get your comments, your feedback on that as well. So my prediction is pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you 2 predictions for 2 reasons. The first prediction is if we play Ben White or Tomiyasu at right back, Gabby comes back in as our sweeper, Saliba is our stopper, and Zinni or Kivior is our left back, and Havertz is on the bench, we win 3-1. I say 3-1 because we can't stop goals going in at home. Embarrassing, yes. A problem, absolutely. Facts, it's facts. We can't stop letting teams score against us at home. So 3-1. If we play Thomas Partey at right back and Havertz is in the squad from the start, it's 2-2. Because we lose our fluidity, we lose our pizzazz, we lose our attacking through the flanks when we play Thomas Partey at right back, when he is a midfielder. But fun fact, Thomas Partey has played right back many times for Atletico Madrid. So he's not used to it. It's just he's been playing midfield for so long now. So it's not unusual to put a used to play right back into a right back slot. A lot of people just think, well, he's a centre midfield, he's a CDM, he's this, he's that. Know your football, people. He started as a right back. He played at right back. He is a versatile player. And we know that Mikel Arteta likes versatile players. I'm not saying this to defend Arteta's formation, because I don't actually think his formations have been poor at all based on the opposition we play. But this week is our massive rivals, Manchester United. You do not take that team lightly. You beat them, you bag the 3 points, and you go again. There is no mercy for Manchester United. So if they beat us at home with a weakened side, whoops, there's going to be serious repercussions from that. That's a fact. We need to beat up Manchester United at home. And I think we will. So on that note, smash the likes. Drop all the comments you want. Give the feedback. DM me if you disagree. I want to hear what you've got to say. And if you like the content, then go ahead and subscribe. That's all it is. Just push the subscribe button. So my name's Mitch. This is Grandad Gooner TV. And I'm out.